Testing, testing. Are we recording? Am I still frozen? I can't tell if it's working. All right, fantastic. I think we are recording. So, hello again, American history students at Nash for summer 2023. Again, as always, this video is relevant for both of my American history classes this summer semester. This is basically going to be wrapping up pretty much everything we have left for the entire semester, so congratulations. We basically made it to the end. So, at the time of me recording this, so at the time of you viewing this, it may still be in week 8, so I'll just briefly mention again, your two assignments for this week, of course, I've had listed here the entire time. You have the second debate project, and you have the final assignment outline, which are both due. I already have a video and announcements I've sent out earlier this week about those, so I'll be really quick. Just remember again, for the debate project, you have the 3 formats to choose from to complete it in. Just make sure you have all the requirements for the sources and the citations, regardless of what format you pick. That's one of the main things people forgot last time, so I just wanted to mention that again. Also, remember you have the final assignment outline due this week as well. All the directions, as I've mentioned before, are in the final assignment stuff section in Moodle. It's again, you're just and this is basically the outline for how you plan to structure your final and when you actually write your final assignment or do your final assignment project. So again, basically break down your introduction, your thesis, you give me the topics for your paragraphs, show me where your sources are going to go, all of that fun stuff. Again, like I've said before, there's a link in the directions that shows you an idea of how this should be formatted and how it should be structured. But if you have any more questions, please let me know and feel free to send a rough draft by me. So, like I said, this is a quick overview of again what's coming up as we end this current week. Looking ahead to next week, you have only one assignment because, of course, as I'll get into in a second, our final is actually coming up relatively soon. So, I won't spend a ton of time on this either because we've already done 2 of them before, but your only assignment for week 9, which will be running again for both classes from July the 17th to July the 21st, is going to be your final content quiz of the semester. So, again, I'll just briefly show you where that is and how it works, but again, it is going to be the exact same setup as the previous 2 we've had before. You should have access to it as of yesterday, which would be Thursday, July the 13th, based on when I'm recording this. So again, all the directions are right here. The questions are located right here. The answer sheet you will use is right here. Just use this to see the questions. Make a copy of this to give me your answers. Should be pretty straightforward. Now again, one thing I want to remind everyone of that people tend to forget a little bit is that, again, since this is an online quiz where you have access to any notes, class materials, or the internet, just getting the answer correct is not enough. This is where you again make at least a short argument, back it up with evidence, just kind of like what you would on a writing assignment. So don't just tell me in a quick sentence what the term is. Don't just give me a yes or no answer to the mini essay question. Give me an actual argument about why each term or question is important, historically influential, have evidence to back it up. So, that again is all that is going to be due during week 9. So again, and for both classes in this section, you'll have your work schedule, you'll have your readings and slideshows, and then again reminding you of the assignment right here. So, week 10 is very straightforward, which will be coming up late after that. This is of course a short week because it's the final week of the semester. This is when your final is due. As a reminder, your final assignment is due, and I'll scroll up here to remind you. Let's see. Took me a second to find it. Your final assignment is due, as you can see scrolling down here, July 25th, 11:59 p.m. So, I don't really have a whole lot new to say about this either because we've already talked about it with all your final assignment benchmarks, but I do just want to mention a couple of things right here. First, please do remember that make sure you have reviewed all the feedback I give you on your final assignment benchmark assignments. This is where I give you feedback, letting you know if there are any issues with your argument, your evidence, whatever, that need to be addressed before the actual final is due. So if I had a problem with your thesis statement, make sure you fixed it. If I had a problem with some of your sources, make sure you fix it. And of course, I won't be grading your finals until after tonight. But if I give you feedback on your outline, which I will try to give you promptly, make sure you fix that as well as soon as possible. I will actually plan to have your outline feedback to you all by tomorrow, so you can have it as quickly as possible. So, again, and then also make sure you go over the prompt, follow all the directions. The final assignment, of course, is a little bit more complicated because it is your final. Make sure, again, also, of course, all sources are properly cited, quoted, formatted, all of that fun stuff. So, all I'll mention there really quick is just to go over, very quickly go over the prompt again. Make sure you all know what I'm looking for. So again, you're picking 3 things: people, technologies, events, battles, documents, whatever it might be. And you're making an argument about why those 3 things are the most important or a very influential and important part of American history. American History 1 students, you will focus on the Columbian Exchange to the Civil War. American History 2 students, you guys will focus from the Civil War to the present. So, that is essentially what we're looking for. Just again, make sure, as I've said, you have 3 topics. They have something in common. Make sure you have an argument of how these 3 topics have affected world history as a whole, made it better, worse, more innovative, something like that. And again, try and make sure your topics are somewhat spread throughout the entire class. Don't just talk about one single war or one single time period in American history. Try to spread it out a little bit. So, that's really all I have to mention. I don't really have anything new to say about the final assignment. I just wanted to bring that up because it will be coming up relatively soon after you complete that content quiz, so I wanted to make sure you all remember. The last thing I'll mention is that I am more than willing to look over rough drafts of this assignment. So if you have a rough draft of the final you want me to look over, please feel free to send it to me at any time and I will give you my feedback. But otherwise, if there's nothing else anyone has to bring up or any questions, which of course there's not, this is a video, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. Again, any questions, I have office hours, you can email me. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week.